How's it going, everyone? My name is Broken Pinky. I'm your coach of the Houstron Dracos, and welcome back to Week 3. This is going to be the Week 3 team builder of the ICPL, the league that we are in. We are up against KC1234, coach of the Ninja Squirtles. Let's get right into the matchup, also known as the matchup that made me change a lot of my team's dynamics because, oh my god, this team was so good into me before I did my transactions. And I actually forced Casey to make a transaction of his own. So now he has Gengar, which is fun to deal with. But let's just go through the squad. You can see my new and improved team there on the left side. We are going to be up against Gouging Fire, which is the new paradox form of Entei. Very, very scary. Very bulky. Hits pretty hard. 115 attack is nothing to scoff at. Its bulk is tremendous. 105, 105 HP, 125 or 121 defense, and like 93 SPDF. And it's 1 point faster than Lucario, which is really, really annoying. So it's just really bulky. It hits really hard. It sets up really well. And it gets great support from both Torkoal and Ninetales. So I guess before we talk about anything, the big threat of this team is the fact that there's both Torkoal and Ninetales. Now, each of them really only supports one Pokemon. Torkoal supporting the Gouging Fire, and Ninetales supporting the Titan. But it's very annoying. They're both very annoying. They're both very good at what they do. They're both pretty bulky. And they can both be pretty hard to kill. And they just kind of get their supporters in for free. So it becomes a real, game of cat and mouse. So Torkoal makes that Gouging Fire really annoying. Choice Banded, Flareless in the Sun with attack booster just does unreal damage to every member of my team. Iron Treads is a great Stealth Rock lead. I don't really know what it does outside of that, but Stealth Rock, Rapid Spin, Volt Switch, Earthquake, Iron Head, Ice Spinner, Knockoff. Gets, weird coverage for some reason. But it really doesn't hit that hard, to be honest. And it's not that bulky. Its coverage is a little bit annoying into my team, but it's not that bad. Rillaboom could definitely be scary. There's a lot of Pokemon on my team that check it, but there's a lot of Pokemon on my team that are weak to it. And at the end of the day, Choice Banded Woodhammers just hit incredibly hard. And they're very hard to switch into. And his team benefits from Grassy Terrain a lot, just because, just that little bit of extra recovery for very offensive mons is always terrifying. Speaking of terrifying, Samurott Hisui, with the Ceaseless Edge, sets up those spikes, and the spikes on my side of the field are absolutely devastating to this roster because, just imagine, I just take so much damage through the course of the game. It's insane. Plus, it's pretty bulky, it hits pretty hard, and it has really good coverage with just, its stat types plus dark. Or plus fighting with Sacred Sword. Torkoal is, of course, the Sunsetter. It also sets up rocks. It also spins, much like Iron Treads. So it's a little redundant in that regard, but Treads is a much more reliable spinner, whereas Torkoal is just mostly a Sunsetter. That can, spread burns and, do decent damage with Body Press, all that kind of stuff. Gengar is actually pretty solid on my team. Without Gengar, he has a really hard time with Clefable. But with that Gengar, combined with that Gouging Fire, it can make life really annoying for my Clefable. It also speed ties with my Latios, which is a coin flip that I do not want to have to risk. And while, Gengar is his fastest, and I have stuff faster than that, it's still pretty annoying to outspeed for a lot of my guys. Plus, it being a Ghost type means it's immune to Extreme Speed and Vacuum Wave and Close Combat. So Lucario has a very hard time playing around that, which sucks because Lucario is a big part of, the team in general. Alolan Ninetales sets the Snow for the Titan, but more importantly, it sets up Aurora Veil, which makes all these teams all these Pokemon absolutely terrifying. Let's Gouging Fire set up Dragon Dances, Rillaboom gets Swords Dance, Samurott gets Swords Dance, Gengar gets Nasty Plot, Espeon gets Calm Mind, and Titan gets Belly Drum. Plus, it can Baton Pass for free momentum. It can go for coin flips with Hypnosis. Stabs are really powerful or really solid in most of my team, other than Registeel, which has a pretty bad matchup because 2 fire types. Yeah, Ninetales is very, very annoying. It's very good at supporting this team, and if any of my Pokemon just gets a randomly frozen, that's so incredibly bad that I don't even know how to quantify it or put it into words. Last of our Terra Captains, Espeon can be Terra Psychic, Electric, or Fairy. Very scary set of Pokemon with Calm Mind. Offensive sets I think are a lot weaker. This thing is just able to set up really well, and then use Stored Power Draining Kiss. And it's just terrifying. So you have to set it faster than it can, because those Calm Minds can get scary very, very fast, and it can invest a lot into bulk, making itself kind of hard to take down, especially with the help of Reflect. And lastly, the biggest threat here is Titan. Terra Ice, Ghost, and Water. So Titan alone is the reason I dropped Screamtail. Because, like, so Titan just gets up a Belly Drum, and then it clicks Ice Shard, Earthquake, and Terra Blast Ghost, and it just massacres my team. So I wanted Clefable to at least, you know, stop the Terra Blast Ghost from being a threat. And to be honest, Clefable still gets chunked by Heavy Slam. So Titan in this matchup can run Belly Drum, Ice Shard, Earthquake, Heavy Slam, and hit every of my Pokemon for a 2-hit KO at worst. So that is absolutely terrifying. So Titan is a terrifying monster. I'm much more scared of the Sun mode than I am of the Titan mode, though. Just for the team I built. I think the matchup is better for Titan, but the team I brought is better, you know, dealt with Sun. But he absolutely could bring both. As for Pokemon that I think have to come, I think Samurott has to come. I think Gouging Fire has to come. I think Gengar has to come. I think one of Torkoal and Ninetales are coming. Maybe both, probably not. If Ninetales comes, then the Titan definitely comes. If Torkoal comes, it's a maybe on the Titan. Rillaboom is solid. I think everything has a good matchup. Everything that he has a good matchup into me other than Trez and Espeon. I don't know. It's just a really hard matchup for me because it's so hard to nail down what all these guys are doing. Like, this legitimately felt like an impossible matchup. It was so hard to, like, just put all the pieces together in a way that I could see victory. Because, like, I felt like I had to have Skuntank, Registeel, Bellibolt, and Staraptor. I felt like I needed to have a bulky Staraptor. Oh, and Clefable. So Clefable, Staraptor, Skuntank, Registeel, and Bellibolt. I felt like I needed all 5 of those to adequately check just the huge threats that are thrown at me turn for turn. And I felt like I needed Latios, Lucario, Iron Bundle, and Cinderace to be able to respond to them with meaningful damage. So feeling like I had to have 9 Pokemon on the squad and having to condense it down to 6 was so difficult. I had to make so many sacrifices, and I mean, at the end of the day, I could still very well lose to the wrong combination of Pokemon. Like, the roster I brought is extremely weak to Banded Rillaboom, and I tried to patch it up, and it probably won't go well. So if we see Banded Rillaboom, I might just lose on sight. Banded Gouging Fire is absolutely terrifying versus my squad. Dragon Gouging Fire is also terrifying into my squad. I already talked about the Titan. I already talked about Samurott, how strong it is and how good it is. Like, a lot of these Pokemon alone force me to bring one specific Pokemon in one specific way. So it's hard to condense, like, everything I needed into a team of 6. But, I did the best I can. Starting things off, Zekrom Kick, the Cinderace. Pyro Ball, Low Kick, U-Turn, Court Change. I really wanted to fit Sucker Punch on it. But I ended up going with this moveset. This is my lead 100 times out of 100. It matches up pretty well into pretty much everything that my opponent will want to lead with. With the Libero, Low Kick changes me into a fighting type in front of both the Hisuian Samurott and the Iron Treads, which makes me, you know, more resilient to their attacks. And Low Kick is a sizable chance to kill both of them from full, which is really nice. Pyro Ball is just a generally strong stab. It hits the Ninetales really hard as well. U-Turn is good for momentum, and Court Change is huge in this matchup because if I ever get Spike stacked, if Veil is ever set up in front of me, if I ever get, you know, Hazard stacked in general, I just Court Change and it goes to the other side. And that is so massive because making my opponent deal with Stealth Rock and Spikes while I don't have to is just huge, and giving myself a free Aurora Veil is even better. So Cinderace is absolutely pivotal in this matchup. I need to even just the threat of it being alive exerts so much pressure, so I need to take advantage of that as much as possible because stuff like Gengar, stuff like Ninetales can't play safely with Cinderace. And it's just so scary on the lead matchup that it can be very hard to deal with. This does, you know, struggle into lead Torkoal. So Titan is a huge problem for it because the Titan is going to run Terra Ghost to be this immune to Low Kick. And Pyro Ball is not going to do anything to it after it Terras. So I really wanted to get Sucker Punch on it, but just couldn't quite fit it. I mean, look, it's just a who's who. I had to make sacrifices, and this is the sacrifice I chose to bear for the Cinderace. So the whole goal of the thing is just be a fast, annoying pivot and just keep hazards off of my side of the field. Keep screens in my control, however possible. Next up, this was Iron Bundle for such a long time, but my team was so weak to Rillaboom, and I felt like I had no answer for... oh, this is the wrong ability, by the way. This should be Setfat, or this should be Justified. It's Justified in the game, I think. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Justified. If it's not, oops. This should be Justified. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, let's just assume. Choppleberry Lucario, Sword Dance, Close Combat, Extreme Speed, Bullet Punch. This was bundled for a while, but I was so weak into Samurott and into Rillaboom. I said, I need a way to deter Samurott from clicking Ceaseless Edge. This was my answer, because with Justified, I get a +1 attack boost, and then +1 Lucario can actually hit pretty hard, assuming screens aren't up. Bullet Punch is a 2-shot on Gengar. With my Choppleberry, I live Focus Blast very easily. I live Sacred Sword from Samurott pretty easily, and +1 Close Combat obviously kills it, and pretty much everything else on the team. And E-Speed is just solid chip for the Gouging Fire if it just gets out of hand and I need a little bit of damage on it. That's what Lucario is here for. I'll be honest, I was so close to bringing just the absolute biggest heat of all time. I decided against it. I'm probably going to regret it in the battle. I really wanted to bring Mirror Herb. I wanted to bring Mirror Herb Lucario with Crunch instead of Sword Dance, and just sit in front of the Titan as it clicks Belly Drum, and I just take the +6, I click Crunch, and then I can win the game on the spot. I really wanted to do that, but I felt like it just wasn't feasible enough. I probably should have. I don't know. I still have a little bit of time to change it, but Choppleberry just feels a lot more consistent, and I have another win con in mind that just feels a lot safer than Lucario, even if, you know, there are little things it can be exposed to. I just think Lucario is way too high risk, high reward, and that reward is a little bit low because it can get stopped very easily, and I had to just set up in very specific ways in order to facilitate Lucario, and I don't feel like that is, you know, in my wheelhouse. So this is Lucario we're bringing. It is Terra Normal, but to spoil, I do not plan on terrestrializing with Lucario 1 bit. It's just that if I need to Terra with normal or with Lucario, then I'm going to Terra Normal. Next up, shout out to my man Beal for this set. Beal of my building crew for the Latios. Draco Meteor, Future Sight, Reflect, and Flip Turn with Light Clay. So this set was all Beal's idea. I'm gonna give him full credit for it. This was a stroke of his genius. Future Sight Latios is so scary for this team because I just throw off a Future Sight. Like, this freely switches into Torkoal and throws off a Future Sight, and that just puts so much pressure as long as Samurott is dead, because nothing switches into Future Sight. Like, everything just gets chunked by it. Gengar just dies because it's 120 base power off of, you know, a Latios. It just hits really hard. Draco Meteor also hits really hard. It can just, I mean, I can just claim a free kill whenever I want. Future Sight does huge damage into Titan and Gouging Fire when they set up, which is amazing, and the Rillaboom as well. Flip Turn for momentum, and then Reflect with the Light Clay, just because the physical attackers on this team are so scary that I felt like I wanted to Reflect on something just to be able to slow them down a little bit and just give a little bit of breathing room to my bulkier pieces. So with Lucario and Cinderace, this makes it my main, you know, forms of damage that I have on my team. So Zekrom Kick, Colon 3, and Yo Atutias. Gonna have to hold it down on the aggro, but we got some new bulk in town, and they're ready to show themselves. We got Small Beastie, the Belly Bolt, making his first appearance onto the scene. Heavy duty boots with the static ability, max HP, max defense, Volt Switch, Terra Blast Water, Slack Off, Chilling Water. We are going to be Terra Water, Belly Bolt. Count how many times I said water in that sentence. So this is the check to Gouging Fire. This should beat pretty much all forms of Gouging Fire, except for Sub DD. If it's Sub DD Gouging Fire, we might just lose to it on the spot. But Terra Blast should break Sub. Out of Sun, it should 100% of the time. Chilling Water drops the attack, so that's really good. Volt Switch to keep momentum. Static to go for Paras versus the Gouging Fire. When we turn Water, we eat Flare Blitz like Cheerios. It's insane. But Terra Water exposes me to Rillaboom, so it is a risk reward. Terra Water is also good into Samurott. This is my best, you know, actual concrete counter for Samurott. Because Lucario is good for the short term, and Belly Bolt is good for the long term. So, yeah. Belly Bolt is a lot riding on his shoulders for this first game, but I really believe in this Pokemon. It's so good. It's so bulky. I want to put that on full display. This is also a great pivot for Torkoal because I just switch in front of it. I click Volt Switch and just go on my annoying little adventures as the Small Beastie. Shout out to anyone who gets that reference. But yeah, this Pokemon is just very annoying for my opponent to kill. And it does really annoying things back, like just click Chilling Water and just wall everything. Because like with Chilling Water, I eventually beat the Titan and I eventually beat Gouging Fire with this thing, which is super duper nice. Just as a nice last resort. Next up, we got Krunk Tank, the Skun Tank. I did want Skun Tank and Belly Bolt to be shiny. They're not going to be shiny in the battle, which is unfortunate, but regardless, we soldier on. Skuntank has a lot of HP, a lot of speed, and a little bit of mixed bulk. With the Assault Vest, Aftermath has the ability Knock Off, Sucker Punch, Poison Jab, Foul Play. The speed is to outrun the Titan outside of Snow, and if that's the case, after a Belly Drum, Foul Play destroys it. Just absolutely puts it away, gets it out of the way. It's no longer a problem. Poison Jab to hit the Rillaboom, Knock Off, and Sucker Punch, just generally good attacks. This is my main answer into Gengar. Gengar is very, very scary to my team. It's also my main answer into Espeon, just with that Assault Vest. And being able to hit it super effectively, whether it stays Psychic or tears into a Fairy type. So it's a nice little last second check for the Titan. It's a good check for Espeon, a good check for Gengar. And just clicking Knockoff is very annoying for my opponent. And Aftermath is a very annoying ability as well, because I can just let the thing die to like a Gouging Fire Flare Blitz. And the Gouging Fire has to take a lot of HP and recoils from just how much HP I have, plus the Aftermath, and then that puts it in range of something like Cinderace Low Kick. So Skuntank is very, very solid in this matchup. I'm going to get my money's worth off that 4 points, because I think this Pokemon is going to put in a lot of work, and it might just save me from getting swept by the Titan, which is the goal. But I said earlier in the video that I had a win condition in mind, and here's that win condition. I'm HBox, bitch. The Clefable. Leftovers, Unaware, Cosmic Power, Moonlight, Moonblast, Stored Power. This is a Demon Clefable set. I am well aware of it. Max HP, max defense. In the short term, this is my Titan answer. Heavy Slam is a 2-shot, but everything else I just swallow pretty effectively. And if Reflect is up, I can stave off the Titan very well, even if I only have Moonlight. I went back and forth, on a few sets. I wanted to go with Heavy Duty Boots, Wish Passing, back when I had like Registeel and Staraptor on the team. But I thought Cosmic Power Clef was just my best answer. This thing sets up very effectively in front of both the Ninetales and the Torkoal, as well as the Hisuian Samurott. And if I get 2 free Cosmic Powers, I can wall pretty much everything on their team, barring crits. So we are gonna have to rely on not getting crit. But if we don't get crit, +6 stored power, always 2 shots Gouging Fire, just does huge damage into everything. Gengar can't stop me, and if Gengar switches in at the wrong time, he can, I don't know, just die to a random stored power. I think like after 2 Cosmic Powers, stored power just kills Gengar, with just how strong it is. Even without special attack investment, it's just stored power. When I'm at +6/+6, it gets to like 260 base power. So yeah, Clefable is the win condition at the end of the game. If I can get rid of Gengar, Clefable can win on the spot, especially if I can set up in front of the Torkoal. So the game plan is get rid of the Gengar, ideally get rid of the Rillaboom, ideally make sure Ninetales is dead so there's no Snow up, and then just start setting up with Clefable. And if I can set all of that up, Clefable is nightmarish for Casey to deal with. So that is the squad. That is everyone we're bringing. Lucario should be justified. Hopefully it's going to be justified in the game. But yeah, I really wanted to bring Staraptor with Rocky Helmet, a lot of bulk as a Rillaboom counter, with like Brave Bird and U-Turn, Close Combat, Feather Dance, stuff like that. I really wanted to bring Registeel fully Spadaf to deal with Gengar and Espeon. I really wanted to bring Iron Bundle just with booster speed to check, +6 to Titan, because I just eat Ice Shard like for breakfast, and check Gouging Fire as well with Hydro Pump. But ultimately, I decided that I had to go with these 6. This is just the best way to cover all my bases, but this is still a terrifying matchup. It's very volatile. I would definitely say it's in Casey's favor, but there's a lot of stuff I can do, and I'm just gonna try my best. I think look, my hard base I'm gonna lose this week. I don't know that for sure. Who's to say? I really think the matchup is that terrible, but if I can play my cards right, if I can get Clefable in at the right time, and if I can get, the right surprise early kills, like if he doesn't expect Foul Play on my Skuntank or something, or if he doesn't expect Belly Bolt to just be as annoying as it is, or if he doesn't expect Reflect Future Sight Latios, then I can put in a ton of work. So that's going to be the game plan going into this game. This Pokepace is also wrong with the Belly Bolt. It's going to be Chilling Water over Discharge, but what can you do? I was very all over the place making this team. Shout out to my bros, Beal and Adam. Beal that Latios set was awesome. Adam pushed me to go with Cosmic Power Clefable, and Beal helped with that as well. And just helping me just put everything in my brain into this team, turning 9 to 6. They're the absolute goats for that. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the battle with KC, where these 6 hopefully keep my win streak alive. If we can start this league 3-0, I'd be so happy. especially if we get a good differential. But I mean, I'm prioritizing the win over all else because I want to get off to as good of a start as possible in this draft league. So that being said, take care, y'all. I will see you guys in the battle itself. Peace. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the ICPL. We're here for our week 3 battle versus KC. I'm not feeling confident about this one at all. I said why in the team builder, but let's just get into it. Gouging Fire, Ninetales, Alola. The Titan does come with Slush Rush. Probably going to be Belly Drum. That's very scary. Torkoal, Samurott, and Gengar. So that means no Treads, Rillaboom, or Espeon. That's good in some regards. I'm just going to lead Cinderace. That was my plan. If it's Torkoal, where you turn out. If it's Samurott, we stay in low kick probably. Oh man, I am not looking forward to this. First 2 weeks I was nervous because I thought I had a good matchup and I didn't want to throw. But this week I think the matchup is very far out of my favor. So I'm gonna have to play really well to make up for that. And the problem is I have no idea how KC is gonna play. So this could just go awful. Alright, good luck, have fun. It's going to be lead Samurott versus my Cinderace. If this thing is Scarf, that is very scary. I could go hard Lucario. I do just want a low kick here, to be honest. I don't want to let Cinderace die too early, though. Do I think it'd be Scarf if he's going to lead with it? I guess we'll find out. I'm a low kick. We do outspeed. Okay. This is a chance to one-shot, but this is probably going to be Sash. Alright, we don't even one-shot it. It goes for the knockoff, so it doesn't even go for Ceaseless, which is actually pretty great. So, I'm thinking I just U-turn here. I like that play a lot. We'll see what happens. If he lets me get the kill, I'm just going to U-turn into Belly Bolts. So we get the U-turn. Nice. So no spikes in this game. Cinderace kills Samurott with U-turn. So that means there's no hazard this game, which is really nice. I'm just going to go hard into Belly Bolts. This does mean boots are for nothing, but at least I'm running Lefty's Clef instead of boots. So we go into our Small Beast. Small Beastie. Okay. This is scary. This is definitely scary. I wonder what he's going to go into. It's going to be the Torkoal. So, I should be slower than this. I think. Oh wait, I should be faster actually than Torkoal? Herm. So, I'm thinking of just going for Volt Switch into Lottie. I could also just go into Clef. I actually like that a lot. So I'm gonna Terra. I could get some chip on this thing with Terra Blast. Does about 40%, but I think I'd rather just get a Volt Switch off. So, we are Terra Belly Bolts, we do reveal that. Oh man, I am so scared. So scared. I think I'm just gonna go into Latios, so I'm gonna throw off the Future Sight. Because Ninetales probably comes in. I could also go for the Flip Turn, but I think Future Sight is probably more value. Especially with the Dark type gone. That looks pretty specially bulky, honestly. Took about a quarter, yeah. I could go into Clef. It's probably gonna set up rocks, honestly. I think Gouging Fire into Titan are pretty likely. I think Gengar's also really likely, though. So, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go into Lottie. And I'm gonna go for that Future Sight. Goes to the Scorching Sands. So, it's a good thing. We switch into this. He does not want to let Torkoal die, I'm assuming. So, he's probably going to just go into Ninetales. Yeah. I could have gone for the Flip Turn there, but I just didn't really think it was that worth it. QB is going to be the Ninetales, I think. Yeah. So, it gets off the Snow Warning. So, we throw off the Future Sight. I don't really want to go into Cinderace here. I'm thinking of going Clef, honestly. Or Lucario. What do they have? Yeah, I like going Lucario. So we're going to bring back our Lottie. Lucario is pretty low value now that Samurot's dead, and especially if I'm not going to be tarrying it. So it goes to the Veil. I could go for a Swords Dance here. I could go for a Bullet Punch. I think Gouging Fire probably comes in though. I could just go for a Bullet Punch and try to get some chip. But Lucario does not do that much damage to this thing, unfortunately. Ninetales, Alola, behind Veil. Dude, why did Bullet Punch not fucking save? Bullet Punch. Yeah, that's like 30%. I could go for the Swords Dance here. I think I will do that. And we'll just see what happens. Goes for Protect. Okay, so we get a +2. We get up to +2, which is nice. And we're going to waste a turn of Veil as well, which is super nice. So we get an attack boost with Swords Dance. And it takes the Future Sight. Does a nice chip. And I'm going to go for the Bullet Punch. Maybe they just didn't know how Future Sight worked. Yeah, they're going to switch out. Probably into the Gouging Fire. Gengar would be nice. It is going to be Torkoal. So let's set the Drought back up. Yeah, Bullet Punch is absolutely nothing. So versus Torkoal, Sunsetter. Yeah, Lava Plume absolutely destroys me. Close combat, even after a Swords Dance, is nothing. I could go into Clef, I could go into Lottie. I'm just gonna guess it's going to be, I could go into Belly Bolt. It probably is not gonna take any damage from whatever it goes for. And I can get another chunk off. I could go into Cinderace, but I don't like that much. What to do? I'm gonna go Lottie, I think. We can throw off another Future Sight. Just to, you know, wear the team down a little bit. Goes for the Body Press. Does it a little bit. Just a little bit of damage. We're gonna go for another Future Sight. I'm down to just continue this, you know, play of turns. So we foresee the attack. Goes through a Flamethrower, which is not going to do much. So Torkoal has revealed. Let's see. Veil, Protect. Torkoal has Scorching Sands, Flamethrower, Body Press. I could just drop a Draco here. I don't half mind that. Latios does big damage. I could also set up a Reflect here. I like that a lot. I'm gonna go for Reflect, actually. So they switch out. So we get the Reflect up for 8 turns, which is really, really nice. It's gonna be back in the Ninetales. So sets up the Snow once again. We go for the Reflect. And I'm just gonna flip turn out. So let's see. Check status. Do they not have Veil anymore? I didn't see it go away. I'm just gonna flip turn out. Because we know it's not Scarf. Might be like Icy Rock. We could go Cinderace, but I think I'm just gonna go Lucario. Goes for another Veil. Okay. So, takes another Future Sight. So it is going to die to another close combat. We could read another Protect here, but I'm just going to go for a CC, I think. I think they just switch into Gouging, honestly, or Torkoal. They go for the Moonblast. Okay, so Lucario's going to pick up the kill. We're going to take a lot of damage, but Lucario kills Ninetales with close combat. Okay, so we're up 6-4. It's gonna be the Beluga. Let's see what that is. It's gonna be the Titan. Okay. It's probably gonna go for a Terra Ghost, honestly. Terra Ghost Belly Drum. So let's see. They have 2 more turns of snow. This is the problem with me not having Sucker Punch. I'm just gonna Bullet Punch, I think. It's the best play I have, because I'm assuming it's gonna be Terra Ghost. If it's Terra Water, then that's insane. Terra Water is an insane play, but I think it's Terra Ghost. I just can't let it go unpunished. And yeah, there's the Terra Ghost. So, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Ah! I hate my college's internet. So, now we are at the point where we are back to where we were beforehand. So Titan is going to come in. And what it does is click Terra Ghost, and after it clicks Terra Ghost, I no longer know what happens. So I can be stressed out of my mind again, because this matchup is kind of dog water. So, I mean, last battle I stayed in and I clicked Bullet Punch. I'm going to honor that. Even though the turn didn't technically play out, there could be a dispute raised where, like, Casey saw that I didn't switch out first and that the Terra went through first. So, I don't want to, you know, cause any headaches. This thing is going to click Belly Drum. I feel like we all know that in our hearts, but now we will know it in our minds. So we click Bullet Punch, do absolutely no damage, and there's the Belly Drum. So now the Titan is very, 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 very healthy. And now I don't know what happens. So it eats the Citrus Berry. And now it's a game of knowing which moves it has. So Snow is almost out. Assuming it's 5 turns. So there's 1 turn of Snow left in theory. And there's 2 turns of Veil left in theory. So I'm going to go for another Bullet Punch. So Titan should kill me. Goes to the Ice Shard. Yeah, so Titan kills Lucario with Ice Shard. And it's important to know what moves Titan has. So it has Belly Drum, Ice Shard. And it's a Ghost type now. So, plus 6 Ice Shard, how much does it do to my Skuntank? So Titan. Ghost type. So through Reflect, it actually shouldn't kill me. Which is kind of insane. Yeah, it shouldn't kill me. Foul Play, if it's at plus 6, should get the knockout here. And we should always outspeed Jolly's the Titan. So I'm going to go into Crunk Tank. And I'm going to click Foul Play. Because there's nothing on this team that wants to switch in. So go Crunk Tank. This thing is slower than me, always. Going to go for the Foul Play. Good little debut battle. You know, we weren't bringing Quillfish. And we get the Foul Play off, and this should be an easy knockout. Boom, baby! That's why we brought it. Skuntank kills Titan with Foul Play. Huge, huge, huge. And the Veil's gone. It's gone for the rest of the battle. Okay, that feels really good. Torkoal comes in now. I could go into Lottie. So it's Torkoal, Gouging, and Gengar are the last 3. The last 3 are Torkoal, Gouging Fire, and Gengar. I want to keep Cinderace alive. I think Lottie is next on the chopping block. I'm going to bring in Lottie. I'm going to drop a Draco. Well, I'm going to click Reflect first, and then I'm going to drop a Draco, I think. Depending on how much Reflect we have left. So it's probably going to be Flamethrower. It's going to go for the Body Press. We could actually live with Flamethrower. Actually, we definitely will with the Reflect. So, let's see. We have 1 turn of Reflect left. No Veil on that side, so we just click Draco. I could also click Future Sight. I like that a lot. I'm going to click Future Sight. So we get the Future Sight off. And now I'm just going to drop a Draco, and I'm going to get a kill. So hopefully this Flamethrower doesn't crit me. It actually gets the kill. Okay, so Torkoal. Yeah, I guess a crit. Torkoal kills Latios with Flamethrower. That sucks. That does suck. And our Reflect is gone. Which really, really sucks. But I could go into Belly Bolt. I don't like that play too much. I'm tempted to just go Clef. I actually like Clef a good amount. Because Gengar can't switch in safely because it has the Future Sight up. And we have Sun for the rest of this game. So, I'm HBox, bitch. Let's go. Cosmic Power. He stays in. Okay. Let's see what happens. Let us see what happens. Flamethrower. We should eat that. Okay, we don't need that as well as I would like. Is this fucking offensive Torkoal? It might be. So I'm gonna go for another Cosmic Power, and I'm gonna go for a Moonlight after that. So Torkoal switches out. Please go into Gengar. Go into Gengar and make my day. Make my day and go into Gengar. Make my day and go into Gengar. Fat bastard, that's the Gengar, I think. Please die to Future Sight. Please. Please die to Future Sight. Oh my god, that would make my day. That would make my day. Please. I think Future Sight activates this turn. Let's go! Latios kills Gengar with Future Sight. Shoutouts to my boy Beal. Oh my god, Beal is my... Oh, is my fucking savior. I don't care. I'm so happy. Beal is my fucking savior. Thank you so much for making me put Future Sight. Oh my goodness. Okay. Gouging Fire. What photosynthesis is it? It's attack boost. Belly Bolt should be able to beat the last two. No problem. I'm gonna go for a Moonlight. Let's see. It's Flare Blitz. It's probably Choice Band. We eat that. We eat that. We eat that every day. Moonlight. Gonna give us so much health. This is Cosmic Power Clef, folks. This is the unaware beauty. Sunlight is gone. We love to see it. Photosynthesis wears off. Torkoal's gonna come back in any second. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go for another Cosmic Power. We are +3/+3. It switches out, makes sense. And I'm just gonna keep clicking Cosmic Power because if I can get Sun to run out, that would be awesome. Drought is gonna come back, but I believe it was only 5 turns of Sun. Oh my god, I am so nervous. So nervous. Okay. It's just down to 2. Cosmic Power. Hit me with one more. I'm gonna try to get the +6 and kill Torkoal while I have max HP. Because I should be able to 2-shot Gouging. Scorching Sands comes out. It's trying to burn me, which makes sense. Cancel out my lefties. He gets the burn. Okay, I am unaware, so that is going to, you know, chip at me. But should be fine. We lose our chip heal, but it's fine because we have Moonlight for tons of recovery in the sun. And I'm gonna try to set up the +6. If Gouging Fire gets a crit, that could be very bad, but hopefully we did everything in our power to minimize that risk. So the goal is to run out of Sun. How much Sun is left? 2 turns of Sun. Okay. I'm gonna go for one more Cosmic Power to get me to +6. And we should be able to sweep with Sword Power. I could go for another Moonlight here. But I think it's safer if I just go for the Sword Power, make sure Sun is not up. Switches out. Okay, perfect. They expect me to Moonlight. I am not going to Moonlight. Not just yet. A job still has to be done. This should be an easy 2-shot on Gouging Fire. Photosynthesis activates. Attack is heightened. There's the stored power. Boom! That is huge damage. Sunlight is gone. I don't think it's going to kill me, even if it's choice banded. It shouldn't be adamant. Crit probably kills, but then I bring in Cinderace, I click low kick, I kill this thing, and I can easily beat Torkoal with what I have in the back. I just spam low kick. I have Belly Bolt. This should be an assured victory for me. Let's see. Flare Blitz comes out. No crit. Clefable kills Gouging Fire with stored power. Clefable kills Torkoal with stored power. Oh my god. GG's to KC. Oh, you have no idea how worried I was for that game. You have no idea how worried I was for that game. I could have gotten crit at many points with Clef. But I saw a win con and I took it. And they switched to the Gengar. They forgot about the Future Sight. So, one last sun setting. And that is going to be another 4-0 victory. The Houstron Dracos takes it 4-0 over the Ninja Squirtles. Clefable getting the last 2 kills. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Cinderace gets his first kill. Lucario gets another kill. Latios gets a kill. Clef gets 2 kills. And Skuntank gets a kill. Skuntank and Clef putting in huge work in their first battle in the league. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. GG's. Oh man. Casey, you should have a much better record than you do. Your team is so scary, dude. But we were able to pilot just well enough. Oh man, that Skuntank was so clutch. Just getting foul play off is so huge. Oh baby. Thank you all so much for watching. I will try to get this out whenever I can. Again, I'm sorry about how like little I cared about the first like 20 turns of that game. Just because I'd seen it all over 3 times. But we are able to get the win with the Clefable, with the Future Sight Latios. That's the building crew coming in. Shoutouts to Beal, shoutouts to Adam, my absolute goats. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.